documentation, and holding employees accountable. This section shows how to handle some of the most common and challenging problems that arise in many workplaces: poor attitudes, bullying, swearing, harassment, especially sexual harassment, gossip, rumor mongers, snitches, even body odor. I'll describe how to have tough conversations with people about these problems, how to hold employees accountable for their behavior, how to mediate disputes among workers, how to avoid off-the-record conversations, and how to confront problems head-on, because avoiding them is not the best approach. Chapter 1. Addressing Attitude Problems. One of the most common challenges facing managers is dealing with employee attitude problems, typically evidenced when employees roll their eyes, sigh, and use antagonistic body language. Trying to stop such silent behavior is difficult because employees can so easily deny it. Frequently, managers tend to avoid confronting employees who cop a tude because the path of least resistance is avoidance, and because the whole matter seems so slippery. After all, as a manager, you don't want to come across as touchy or overly sensitive. Still, feelings of resentment linger and too often result in the employee being publicly shunned and isolated. Sometimes those pent-up emotions result in a public shouting match when some proverbial last straw is broken, and by then the situation is out of control. There are two key points to keep in mind when attempting to eradicate this all-too-common workplace problem. First, tell the person in private how you perceive her actions and how she makes you feel. Be specific and paint a picture with words so that the employee clearly understands the behaviors in question. Ask for her help in solving the perception problem that exists, and make a mutual commitment to hear that person's side of the story and better the situation. Second, avoid the term attitude in your discussion and replace it with words like behavior or conduct, which are much more neutral and objective. The word attitude is subjective and inflammatory, and typically escalates disagreement by fostering feelings of resentment and anger. More important, courts have interpreted attitude problems as being mere differences of opinion or personality conflicts. It is therefore critical that you avoid that specific term in any of your conversations or disciplinary documentation. When attempting to fix a communication problem that exists with one of your staff members, approach the matter by painting a picture with words like this. Lisa, I need your help. You know they say that perception is reality until proven otherwise. I feel like you're either angry with me or angry with the rest of the group. I may be off in my assumption, but that's an honest assessment of what you're giving off. I don't know if anything's bothering you or if you feel that I can be more supportive of you in any way, but please let me know if that's the case. Otherwise, though, understand that you make me feel embarrassed in front of other members of the staff when you roll your eyes upward, sigh, and then say, "Okay, I'll get it done." Your body language is also confrontational when you cock your head back and place your hands on your hips. Do you feel it's inappropriate for me to ask you to complete your work on time? Should I even have to follow up with you regarding project completion deadlines, or should it be your responsibility to keep me abreast of the status of your projects? How would you feel if you were the manager and one of your staff members responded that way to you in front of others? Likewise, how would it make you feel if I responded to your questions with that tone in my voice or that body language? Wouldn't you feel that I was disrespectful or condescending toward you, especially if I did it in front of the rest of the group? Notice these phrases from the previous paragraph, "you make me feel," and "how would you feel," are common phrases that invoke feelings of awareness in others. Feelings aren't right or wrong, they just are. When combining such phrases with an opening statement like, "there's a difference in perception here," employees are usually much more willing to hear your side of the story objectively. After all, there are two sides to every story, and employees typically won't deny that they're partially responsible for the problem if it's presented in the right way. What they often want, however, is to be heard and to gain your attention as their manager. Therefore, seize this opportunity to fix the problem verbally by declaring a truce and listening with an objective ear. Chapter 2. Dealing with Excessive Swearing. Putting a quick end to bad habits. As the saying goes, it's sometimes not what you say, but how you say it and whom you say it to. For example, if an employee stubs his